Hello everybody, this is Colin_2GoodGames, and today we're going to be making Genji's wall climb. So first of all, I recommend watching my first video. It's Genji's parkour mechanics. This is a addition onto that. This is just the climbing part of it. So first of all, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make, that's weird lag. I want to make two booleans. Actually no, only make one. Ignore on wall. Make climbing, the boolean climbing, and then attach it into the jump mechanics like this. So pressed goes into set climbing to be true, then do n, and released makes climbing false. That's it. Okay. Then you're gonna have event tick. Okay. And what you want to do with that is you're gonna want to make a line trace for components for objects. So line trace for objects, like that. And then where it says object types, you want to make an array and make sure it's world static. Now you need a start and end. What I do for this is I got that arrow we got from last time, duplicated it, put it into the first person capsule module, and then so it appears down here, called arrow 3. Duplicate that again and make another one about 100 centimeters away. Okay? Pretty simple. So then we get both of those. Oops. Get both of those, drag them out. Get the world location. Oops, on the world transform. Location. Get world location, duplicate that, so you have it for both. 2 goes into end, 3 goes into start. For you will be the opposite, but I made 2 for seconds. Which sounds odd now that I think about it, but it will make sense. Anyways. Then what you want is you want a branch. And this branch uses the climbing, so you get climbing. Goes right there. No, not yet. Actually. Yeah, no, that branch uses climbing. Then make a branch in between these two. And make sure that condition goes to this return value. Now what you want to do here is you want to grab the character movement and you want to set the gravity scale. Drag it there, make sure it's 1.2. Duplicate this over to true on this other branch and set it to 0. So let's recap what we've done so far. We have 2 arrows. They set the locations for a line trace for objects, which goes off of an event tick. The array goes for world static. You make an array just by dragging it out. Then you have a line trace for components, which will set out a branch. And the return value of that branch, of the line trace, will depend where the branch goes. So if it's false, it will set the gravity to the normal scale, which for me is 1.2. If it is true, it will set the gravity, and if you're climbing, sorry. If you're climbing and if it's true, then it'll set the gravity to 0. So there's no more gravity affecting you when you're climbing. Next, what you want to do is you want to get that same character movement. I'll actually target that, whoops. And then you want to stop movement immediately and put this after the 0 gravity. So you're stopping the movement completely. Then you want to add one more, and it's launch character. Okay. Make it 420 for the Z. That's my jump value for my character. If your jump value is something else, then make it that jump value. It just helps to have as that same value. And now you select all these. This is the climbing mechanic. So now, if we go, you can double jump, you can shift. That's what we made yesterday. What else you can do is you can go over and you go up to a wall and start climbing it. Now, the one thing that's different about this one and, actually let me check if it is different. Okay, so it's a little buggy. So the thing that's different about it is that if you tap on the wall, then you'll just climb all the way up. But if you hold it and then you let go, so you jump over the wall, hold, then let go, you'll just fall back down. So you can use this to like fall and then shift and then jump and climb up a different wall. And also, Genji will have a... Normally you can only climb one wall at a time. So I'll show you how you make that. This is pretty easy. What you want to do is make another branch. Yeah, okay. Right at event tick, you want to make a branch. Make sure the true is right, so it goes through on true. And then you want to add a condition called climb once or something. I mean, you can name it whatever you want. Yeah. So then you get that, and you set it for the condition. Now, at the very end of this climb, ooh, wait. Wait a second. Yes, so at the end of this climb, you set it to false. Set to false. Yeah. Or actually, if you put it, no, yeah, put it there. No. Delete it. Or don't delete it, just break the input. You want to set to false over in the jump. You could put it anywhere. I recommend putting it right here, just to make it a little easier. So climb on goes right there. Save it out. Then on event on landed, we have it reset, but we're also going to want it to set climb on to true. Like this. So you can climb more. So now, you can climb once. Okay, yeah, I see. So that's going to be the problem. Okay. Wait, if we're on the wall. Okay, so that's not going to work. Ignore what I just said. So you can't add climb on. So let's just delete that. If you know a way of doing that, because I don't, then please put it in the comments so that people can figure it out. But we have everything else except for the fact that you can climb on the walls an infinite amount of times. I have a feeling it has to do with event on landed and stopping this from happening. The only problem with that is that this will happen. This needs to happen over and over and over again. So this keeps on going back and forth from the event tick. Technically this can loop, but well. So that is actually all of Genji's mechanics. So if we go through them again, I'm gonna talk about each one. We have his dash. So his dash goes off of the shift, which is a branch off of the blink cooldown. Okay? The blink on cooldown. So if he is not on cooldown with his blink, then you can launch the character based off of his forward vector at 25,000. Okay? From there, we delay 0.2 seconds, which is 1 frame, and then you stop his movement immediately. This way you can't, this is like a teleport forward, but you can't go through walls, theoretically. And then, you want to make sure the blink is on cooldown now, and either use a delay or a timeline to set it off cooldown. So that's how the blink works. Super simple. How the jump works is when he jumps, you set climbing to true. Okay. And then you have a do n, and you have a number as 2. And then that's how many jumps you can do. This is essentially just a double jump script. And the counter gets subtracted by 1 onto a switch on int. This counter gets reset whenever you land, by the way. So you get a switch on int, jump, and the second one's a launch character with a Z override of 600. So that's that. And then the climbing, which is slightly more advanced. Again, this is still kind of basic. Nothing insane. Just want to organize it quickly. Make it easier to talk about. Okay, so on event tick, you have your 2 arrows, which are 100 units away from each other. Get their locations, make that start and end of a line trace. This line trace is looking for world statics. This then goes out and goes to a branch with the return value to see if you're touching a world static. If you are touching a world static, then it'll go to this branch. If you're not, it sets the gravity to the normal scale. Now, if you are touching a world static, it'll set climbing to true. And if you are climbing, so if you have jumped, which is this part right here, then what will happen is I've edited a video now. Oh well. Okay. So that goes to true, which sets the gravity to false. So it's no gravity. So it's gravity scale to 0. Then you stop the movement immediately, so that way if you have any type of angular velocity, so if you're moving to the left or the right, it will stop you from making those movements, and it'll just launch you up to your jump axis. It'll launch your character to their jump. Actually, if you just overwrite, anyways, their jump velocity. That's what it's called. So the velocity of your jump, which is for me 600, I'm gonna use 420 because that's the default jump, and it works pretty well as that. So now, if you go through every single one, what the shift will do is it'll teleport you forward. It actually works pretty well at getting you on top of things, which was not intentional. The jump will do is you can jump once and then jump again. Okay, so you can combine these two, so you can jump, shift, and jump. And the final one is the wall climb. And so what happens is if you're in the air, if you're really anywhere, and you go up to a wall, you can hold space and you can climb up the wall. So you go all the way up a wall. Actually wonder, I think if you fall off the map, you can probably get back on. So if you jump off the map, shift, and then climb back up, yep, cool. So you can't climb up these because they move. Oh, that was loud. You can't climb up these movable objects because they move. There is ways to do that, but for what I'm making, I don't want the character to be able to climb up like a soccer ball and be launched into the air. This is also what I'm going to be doing with the Widowmaker, even though she can't do that in the real game. But I think that's a bug. So yeah, those are all the Genji mechanics in the game. Besides the block, but the block doesn't matter because we don't have any NMAA yet. And once we do, I will be making that block, by the way. So yeah, that's everything for Genji. Now I'm going to talk about one more thing with my channel, what the future of it will be for the next month. So on August 27th, let's just use that, I am going to be going back to school. So I'll not be able to upload on a daily basis at that point, most likely. Matters what teachers I have and, you know, like how much work I get in the first week. But I will try to make as many tutorials as I can in between the 27th and today. So that, I mean, who knows, that's like 17 more tutorials. But I'm also going to be going to a game studio, a development studio for 2 days, just to see, you know, everything there. That's going to be happening on the 17th, I believe. So I will not be making videos on those 2 days. I'll try to make like substitute videos on an early day and upload them, but no promises. And also, if before the 27th, if we get to, I think it's 27th, before my school starts, if we get to 150 subscribers, that's the goal right now, then I will have 100, I'll give away 100 like private tutorials of whatever you want to learn in Unreal Engine, as long as I actually know it. It'll also be things like pretty basic stuff with Maya or, I don't know Blender yet, but I'm planning on learning it. So if I know Blender by the time we do the tutorials and everything, then really anything. I mean, video editing, I do that. That's like a little side way of getting some money. And web development, I mean, anything you really want to learn about, I can help you with. And yeah, so that's gonna be a private Discord server that 100 people can join, and it'll just be a also neat little community if you want. After that, probably later I'll make it, I don't know, like you have to pay or some shit to get in or something, I don't know. You have to do something to get in. Or make it invite only. So yeah, so you'll get private tutorials about me. If you have any question about Unreal Engine, I'll help you with it. And anything else, we just have to get to 150 subscribers by August 27th. If we don't make it by then, I mean, I'll still do the thing at, I'll just give away 100 at 200 subscribers whenever the hell that happens at. So yeah, that's everything. And as always, I hope you guys had a good game. Have a good game. Jeez, I hate that outro. I can't ever remember it. Oh well. See ya. Bye.